This video is sponsored by Hill & Ponton. You filed a claim for Generalized Anxiety Disorder, and you got a 70% mental health rating as a result. While you're filling out your claim online, you came upon the TDIU part. So you figured you'd just answer the questions and move on through the claim. What happened was you were awarded the 70% for Generalized Anxiety Disorder, but you were denied for the TDIU portion of your claim. Let's look into why that might have happened. This happened to one of the veterans in my boot camp, so I thought this would be a good video to make for you guys. So check out the link in the description for my boot camp. On the one hand, your C&P examiner said that you had deficiencies in most areas of your social and work life and gave you the 70% rating, but then he gave an opinion saying that you were still able to work. And the main difference here is a 70% rating is for deficiencies in most areas, and 100% rating is total social and occupational impairment. But you didn't go for a 100% rating. You filed a TDIU claim along with your generalized anxiety claim. So this guy went and looked in at your medical evidence, and he made a decision based on what he found. And my guess is he didn't find enough because you didn't put enough in there. How could you know? This kind of TDIU form just kind of slid into your 526EZ and you just filled it out. You didn't know that you actually had to prove it. What happens most of the times with TDIU claims is they slide it in and they ask you questions about your last 2 jobs, 3 jobs, what you've been doing for the last 5 years. And then they try to make an attempt to reach out to those last 2 employers. Half the time, the employers never respond. They don't want to. They don't want to get involved. They don't have to. And, the VA just moves ahead without that information and makes a decision. That's the last 5 years. So what happens in the last 5 years if I work for 8 months at one place and 6 months at another place? Where does that show my work history from when I got out of the military when I was 21 to when I was 45? It doesn't. That's one of the big pieces that you're missing is your entire work history. One of the things you can do to get that is something I did. Get your Social Security records. I think it was about $50. And it'll go all the way back to the very first job I had as a busboy whenever I was 17, 18, or whatever it was. And I actually have a textbook work history of somebody that's unemployable. It literally goes on like this for 25 years. 8 months, 4 months, unemployment. 5 months, like it just never stops. It just goes on and on. So in a TDIU claim, they're looking for, your ability to maintain stable employment. They're looking for a career, and they're looking for college education. I don't have college education. I spent plenty of time at a junior college, but eventually I was like, I'm not getting anything out of this, and I just can't really function in a college setting. And then my Social Security records, they pretty much cover the career part. But I wouldn't put it past the VA to say that you're a career job looker. But a lot of you guys can probably relate to that. You've had a job here. You just bounced around your whole life, never had a college degree. Without a college degree, we all know in good old US, your options are limited. So you have your Social Security records. That's strong. You may or may not be able to get a hold of your old bosses. Not only is that really not that strong, it doesn't capture the last 20 years. So you need to figure out how to bring your Social Security records forward, and you need to explain the lack of a career and lack of a college education. And you need an expert to do this explaining for you because you have a denial for a TDIU claim, so you're appealing it. You need to come at them with more. You already tried coming at them with your own words and your own explanation. Clearly that didn't work. So how do you go after a C&P examiner that says you can work and rebut that guy and silence him? You do it with a vocational expert. A vocational expert is clutch here. He can go where the doctor can't. The doctor was able to say, even though he's a shrink, because it was a mental health claim, generalized anxiety disorder, it's a little presumptuous of him to say, yeah, you have deficiencies in most areas, but yeah, you're good getting a job. You have no clue what I'm going to do tomorrow, dude. You don't know if I'm going to be here. You have no idea where my head's at. You saw me for 10 minutes. Anyway, you need to come back at him with a vocational expert. Vocational expert will go through your Social Security records and explain how from 1991 in December to March 1992, how that 3-month span, and then I got fired, how that's not a job, not a career, not going to college. And he will go through and write pages and pages of this based on your Social Security records, and he will paint the picture, and he's credible because a vocational expert is credible in a TDIU claims case. Then he'll go ahead and he'll tackle the fact that you weren't able to go to college and how 2 years of junior college, or 6 in my case, does not equal a college degree, a master's, a bachelor's, even associates. I couldn't get any of that stuff. So he will explain, without a college degree, you can't get a career that's worth a shit in America, period. And the last part he's going to address is the generalized anxiety disorder and your symptoms. You cannot have a guy like this, which you admitted, C&P examiner guy, that he has deficiencies in most areas of his social and work life. You cannot have a loose cannon like this running around any kind of workplace. The guy's paranoid as shit, unpredictable, and you just can't have a guy running around like that in any workplace. I noticed that you didn't try to offer him a job after you said he was capable of working. The vocational expert can make this argument for you. I strongly recommend you look into getting a vocational expert if you're involved at any stage of a TDIU claim, but especially if you're going to appeal one. If you want to get a VA disability lawyer to help you with your TDIU claim, guess where the first place they're going to go with you when they accept your claim, if they accept it? You got it, ding, ding, ding. They are going to send you to a vocational expert. You know what's cool about a vocational expert? He's able to give your side of the story. And unlike with C&P exams, there is no C&P exams for vocational experts. It's just your vocational expert against their non-existent vocational expert. They can't rebut you. When you get a vocational expert involved in your TDIU claim, the chances of you winning go way up because the VA cannot counter what a vocational expert says with a C&P exam doctor because they're in different specialty fields. He could try, but he's going to be unsuccessful. The bottom line here is if you want to win your TDIU appeal or claim, talk to a vocational expert. I have a link in the description to one that I recommend. Talk to him. He's going to blow your mind. I talked to him for about an hour and I was like, wow, you're my guy. I didn't need to use a vocational expert because I ended up with 100% P&T, but he's close by. If the VA gets froggy with me, TDIU is another one of my options for filing another claim. I have intent to files open. I do that all the time, just in case they come back and get old Combat Craig and try to reduce my rating. I'll see you in the next video.